All right, time to start diving into the draftable quarterbacks for 2025. And today we're going to take a look at kind of number one on everybody's board. We're going to look at Cam Ward. And so here's how I like to break down these quarterbacks as we get ready for the draft, right? It's easy to pick your favorites and develop highlight tapes and do all of that, or somebody you might not like for some reason and put a lot of negative plays in there. So what I like to do is I like to just go through games. And for Cam and Shedeur Sanders, who are kind of my top two guys and top two guys for I think most people, I'm going to take a look at two different games. Just kind of pick some games in the middle. I've watched a bunch of games, picked a couple games in the middle, of the season where both guys, played well, but it gives you an idea and a sense of who these guys are. And so this week is going to be about Cam Ward. We'll take a look at a couple of his different games, and we'll take a look at how he starts to show himself. I just believe through the course of games, I don't pick the worst game. I don't pick the best game. I kind of pick a couple middle of the road or average normal games for guys because it tells you who they normally are. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at a game today of Cam Ward. We're going to look at 17 to 20 different plays, pass plays within that game, and we'll start to get a sense of who these guys are. And then it comes down to everybody trying to figure out how that translates to the next level. Will he be the same player at the next level? Will he become better at the next level? Will he get rid of some of the things that he needs to work on at the next level? Those are all things projected forward. I'm not a draft guy, but I like to take a look at these guys ahead of time and just give people a sense of what I see when I watch these guys on tape. All right, so this game is going to be against Virginia Tech. And we're just going to dive right in. Okay, this is the first thing that you're going to see with Cam. And again, I didn't cherry pick certain plays. Just so happens that this was one of the early plays in the game. And this is something that I see from Cam as we, we'll go through the tape. Something that I'll see is oftentimes he's very talented with his arm. And so we see guys in the NFL like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers that when these guys get real talented with their arms, they don't always bring their feet to the throw. Now, sometimes they're going to make the throw because they're talented. Other times they're going to miss easy throws because they don't bring their feet. And so that was an example that happened early in the game. Okay? Cam sets his feet to this little hook route on the outside. Never resets his feet and just kind of says, hey, I can make this easy throw to the flat without doing that. And you see, ball back behind. I always say, where your feet are is where the ball goes. So even though he's trying to offset his feet with his arm, ball is going to lean in the direction of his power or his legs, and he's going to miss. And the reason that I put this on there is because you're going to see this at times with Cam. We saw it in college with Patrick Mahomes. Something that you just say, can you overcome that? Meaning, can you make more of these throws than you miss? Or can you get better at those things? Patrick still has a tendency to do some of these things and miss some easy throws. It's just something that comes with trusting your arm the way these guys do. And then you have really special stuff like this. And this is to me kind of where Cam Ward separates himself. Just his arm talent is just a little bit more unique than the other guys in this draft. So we're going to come over here and we are going to run a fake wide receiver screen. So we're going to come here and stutter as if we're going to block a wide receiver screen, come off, and we're going to go here. And we're going to try to get the defense to pull up. Here, we get it, right? We get this corner. He comes flying up. Actually, looks like he's blitzing here as opposed to stealing the wide receiver screen. And we're going to make this throw down the sideline. And you see it, just beautiful throw on the money. You get a step, able to drive the ball down the field and make a perfect throw at the second level. And those are the things to me that separate the great players at the next level, at the NFL level, are the guys that can make those second level throws over and over again. Not the deep ones, not the short ones, but those second level throws, 15 to 35 yards consistently down the field. And Cam Ward definitely has the ability to do that. So here, looks as if Cam comes up and checks. You always like to see that. Checking to something. What he's going to end up having in it, I don't know what he was seeing, but we're going to have a middle closed defense right here. So I believe that's what he was seeing on this particular play. Hey, we got middle open. They're going to drop the backside safety. Does a great job right here of coming off and peeking the safety. Where does this safety go? What does he do? Does he read my eyes? Does he stay to the field? And he's going to come back and work opposite that safety. Boom. Great throw in between the corner and the safety. Again, another second level drive throw. Beautiful pass right on the money for a touchdown. So you love to see quarterbacks, the ability to change a play, to see something, to adjust something, come out, get their eyes in the right spot, hold the safety, make sure that they verify where the safety's at, and then the ability to come back and make those kind of throws. It's another thing I really like about Cam is we've seen the ability to kind of drive the football on the last couple throws, and he also has the ability to touch the ball, be able to change the trajectory of a throw depending on what's needed on a particular play. So not a guy that overthrows the ball, always throwing the ball hard, understands how to make different throws. Okay, so just man-to-man coverage here, defender kind of chasing from back behind. Cam does a great job of setting this ball up and over, laying it out in front of his guy. Boom, up, high, and away. Perfect throw, great touch. Love it. So we've already seen 3 second-level chunk throws. Bang, bang, bang. Ability to throw it down the sideline. Ability to beat the safety with the post throw. Ability to lay it up over the top, man-to-man coverage on a second-level throw. So, again, where Cam, to me, separates himself is that ability to do those different things with his arm down the field. Okay, here's another one, manipulating the defense. Now, he's got a little quick out right here, and he's got a corner. One thing that you'll see with Cam is sometimes he likes to take chances and push the ball into tight windows and trust his arm. Another thing, guys with big arms, they trust their arm. I took plenty of chances with my arm, believing in what I could do to throw him into tighter windows. So right here, he probably has the quick out based on what this corner does. You see the corner open his hips to the inside, right? There's no chance he's covering a quick out here. But Cam's going to manipulate him and try to work him with his shoulders and then drive this throw in here to the corner. Okay, so there's the quick out, easy, steal, first down, but go back, watch Cam. Boom, tries to shrug right there. See how he settles down? Like, I'm going to throw it there just to see if I can get this guy to hesitate. Then he comes back and he rips this corner throw at a quick reset. Boom, right in between the safety and a corner. Another really good second level throw. All right, so the ability to create. Now, love for him to kind of see this. Okay, so we've got a little inside fade here and a little one step. Okay, there are times where I feel like Cam will, kind of pick a guy that he wants to go to instead of kind of reading it through. And so here I'd love for him to look here first, and it happens quick. We're down here on the 3-4 yard line. It happens quick, but to see that one first because this guy's in an off position, see that other under first, and then maybe flip it over the top. As you see right here, boom, there's a throw right here for a possible touchdown as they pass this thing off there. But regardless, it's not clean, doesn't happen perfectly down here all the time. And maybe he sees color right here. It's like, it's just tight. I can live with that. But you see also a little bit of the playmaking ability. I don't think he's necessarily a great scrambler or a great athlete, but he does have the ability to make these throws with his arm when he's on the move. Great job right here, buying time, eyes down the field, flipping the ball up, boom, for the touchdown right there. So there's a nice playmaker inside there. In terms of when things aren't there, he has the ability to buy some time, and then maybe more importantly, the ability to make throws on the move when he's off platform. Okay, so here's, again, where he has the ability sometimes, or has a tendency sometimes to say, hey, I trust my arm. So I'm just going to see something and I'm going to try to make the throw, every time. So here, they're running a bit of a wheel right here, and the cover guy is dropping deep. So I can see what he sees. When he gets to this point right here, he's thinking, I can put it on the back shoulder right here. But there'll be times that he takes chances with the football, trying to drive it in with his arm, leads to some bad decisions, put the ball in harm's way. And again, gunslinger mentality. Feel like I'm going to make every throw. Bottom line, again, I threw a lot of interceptions. I did the same thing, and the idea was I'm going to make more throws than I'm going to make mistakes. Yes, sometimes it's going to be like this. Sometimes I'm going to try to make that perfect throw, and I'll make it. And the next time I'm going to try to make that throw, and I don't make it, or the defense makes a play on it. So just something to pay attention to as you get further along and you're playing against better talent, is the ability to delineate when to take those chances and when I've got to be smarter with the football. You go see the playmaking once again. All right, as we come out here, we're going to get a soft corner. We're going to run a stop, seam. Now, I'd love to see Cam, as this thing plays out, don't have anything backside. It's one-on-one with the backside safety. Come out, try to find his one-on-one outside. Okay, so pass on the seam, go get your one-on-one on the outside. But again, maybe we say it's cloudy. Maybe we say this guy's kind of pushed through. I don't really like it. But what I want to show here is, again, the ability to create. Not creating so much to run, although he's got the ability to make some plays with his feet. But the ability to buy some time, feel that guy coming at me, turn the shoulders, flip it out there, get a positive play. All right, so again, the ability to process information is something that I'm looking for from all these guys. Obviously, when I'm watching college tape, but something as they move forward to the NFL. Okay, so we're going to run an in route right here. Okay, we don't have it, right? Good read. That guy is dropped down underneath. Now, just take your check down, right? I want to see these guys play the game a little bit, not just hit their first guy and make great throws. As we've seen mostly on this tape, it's a lot of first throws. If he's playing in the pocket, it's his first throw that he's ripping, or he's buying time. I want to see these guys go through their progressions a little bit. And here, I'd love to see him dump it to that check down right there. Instead, going to buy some time. And make a play, right? And these are the good and the bad. We're going to see this sort of stuff. Buying time, ends up making a play, finding a guy across the field, ad-libbing a little bit, and making another play for a first down. Again, those things are great. We love to see guys that do that. I want to see guys that also just play the game. Hey, the game says throw the check down, just throw the check down. Don't have to try to make that special play each and every time. And again, good and bad. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So, a lot of times you get athletic quarterbacks that believe that they can prolong every play, and it's better if they scramble and try to make a play than just hit their check down at 2 or 3 yards and let him do the work. But again, just something that you see with really talented guys, and something to pay attention to as they move on to the next level. A really good throw here. And again, kind of making the decision ahead of time. No problem. We got press coverage up here. I like my one-on-one. Backside hash. Reason I put this in here, backside hash throw. Throwing the back shoulder from the backside hash. Doesn't complete it, but a really, really good throw, right? These are kind of some of the longest throws that you're going to make in a game, especially with the hashes in college being wider than the NFL. Backside hash throw, back shoulder throw to the field. Really good placement of the ball, even though the defender makes a great play on it. a tough one here. But again, it's kind of seeing through things as we go. So they're going to run a post. Okay, don't have the post. Free safety's there. Then we're going to run a corner. Confidence with the arm, saying I can make every throw. I can fit everything in there. I'm going to try to anticipate that and put it in there. Just got to be careful sometimes. Be careful with how we're going to do this. He turns. He tries to put it on him. Almost intercepted here as the corner comes off. Well, actually is intercepted, not by the corner, but by the guy underneath. So just something that shows up on tape is the confidence of the way he plays, the confidence of his right arm, that even when things don't play out perfectly, we're going to try to make some of those throws. Some are going to be great, and some are going to turn the other direction. Okay, so you see the ability to take off and run. All right, nothing really open. Got a free hitter coming here. Always something I like to look at too is how these guys handle pressure. Do they have answers for pressure? Do they have places to get the ball out of their hands, or are they always trying to make a play with their feet? Now maybe this was supposed to be picked up. Maybe the backs guy over here, but I'd like my quarterback to at least be aware of the pressure and think about having an answer. But nothing really coming open, stepping up. And again, I don't know if he's a great athlete or a great runner, but there's definitely enough athleticism there to be able to create and make plays a la kind of a Patrick Mahomes when he needs to make a play. And that's the thing. It's all about understanding what's going on around me. When do I need to use my legs to buy time? When do I need to use my legs to make a run? That's what Patrick Mahomes does, as well as anybody in the NFL, is understanding those different elements of playing quarterback. And I think Cam does a pretty good job of that as well. So again, the patience and the ability to kind of read through things. I want to see more of that from Cam. Here they're going to run a flat. I'm going to run a 7-stop. Okay? So to me, this is a flat read right here. He's got a good pocket. We drop back. Okay? This guy goes to the flat. Now, if you say that he's deep, I could see you taking the flat right here, but you see the window right there on time. Like to see the anticipation and throw right there to his receiver, who's got a great window right there. Now, it does open up. Maybe just sees the crevice, but I want to see a little bit more of this anticipation, reading things out, playing through things, as opposed to just making that first throw. Okay, this is something that I think he does really well also. Okay, so we're going to run the fake running back screen here, but he's got a great feel for when things can pop open. Okay, so this one here, you're going to watch, he's going to hit the inside guy, but he's throwing this ball right now. He's anticipating this small little window between these two guys. Knows where his guy's going. The anticipation right here to see it, feel it, and put the ball on his guy for a big play. That feel for the game is something that I think is very, very important. To kind of see things happening before they happen. To see and understand movement of defenders and be able to let the ball go ahead of time and lay it on your guy for a big play that a lot of guys aren't going to make. I love that feel. Right? It can show up in a lot of different ways. Don't have to be the most athletic. Don't have to have the most talented arm, but being able to feel what happens in the course of the game, where openings are in the field, even if it doesn't play out like you draw it up on a board, and Cam does that really, really well. Here you see the touch again. Okay, so it's kind of running out of here, boom, up over the top, here, and he sees no safety back here. Everybody kind of flat-footed at the goal line. A little hint right here, but the ability once again to lay the ball up and over. Nice touch. Now not great footwork. You see kind of the footwork again kind of falling away on this, but has the ability when things aren't perfect to make those throws. So again, you're going to see the feet a little bit. Want to see the timing element, as I've talked about a couple times. So we're going to run that same concept again, an out and a corner right here. So we read the corner if he's in a soft position, and we're thinking the out first. Okay? Right there. Got a chance for it. Now, I have no problem, again, if you say this guy has flattened his feet, okay, just slide up in the pocket and lay the corner out here. I have no problem if he does that. But you see kind of the feet will get out of whack a little bit, and he's kind of lined up this direction, maybe lined up over here, like he's off just from a rhythm standpoint, kind of off, bouncing around, and ends up missing this throw high and wide, which, again, technique is something to watch for with Cam. Gets away with it a lot of times, but there's going to be times where he doesn't. All about that rhythm, staying with your base, right? Feeling the timing of things so you're not kind of out, corner, out, all over the place, and then you miss a wide open throw in front of you because your feet aren't underneath you. Okay, and this one here, okay, bad protection. Guy right on top of him. Again, the playmaking ability. Guys all over him, just able to flip it out to his tight end and just make a play. You can always say dangerous, right, or playmaking. I don't know how you want to look at some of these things, but turns into a huge play for them in this game, late in this game, just battling and finding a way to be an athlete and make a play. All right, so there's a look at game number 1 with Cam Ward. And you see a lot of really, really good things. You see the arm talent show up. You see the second level throws showing up. You see the playmaking ability showing up. Those are all things that, to me, again, put Cam Ward at the top of this group. He's got the ability to do all of those things that you need to do at the NFL level, right? Things to clean up, right? Technique needs to be cleaned up, right? He spends a lot of time relying on that right arm to make plays for him. And he makes a lot of them, but you're not going to make all of them that way. And then the second aspect of that, trusting that right arm, can put the ball in harm's way at times. So something that we just want to see, does he clean that up and get better at that when he gets to the next level? Okay, so there's tape number 1. I hope you enjoyed that little breakdown, and I'll be back later in the week with another tape, another game, to see if we're seeing the same sort of things. If we can start banking on who we think Cam Ward is, because we're starting to see it over and over and over again, and we start to understand who the normal, right? Who the guy of Cam Ward is on a week-to-week basis.